This is Plant-Based Briefing, Why All Ozempic and Wegovy Patients Should Consider a Plant-Based Diet by Lindsay Morris at forksoverknives.com. And I'm Marian Erickson. This is the Plant-Based Podcast where I curate and narrate with permission a variety of articles on healthy, compassionate, and sustainable living in about 10 minutes or less every weekday. And I'm pleased to have permission from Forks Over Knives to share their content. I recommend checking out their website if you haven't already. There is so much great information for plant-based living. Recipes, a meal planner, cooking courses, success stories, and of course, the documentary Forks Over Knives, which you can watch for free on their website, or you can find it on YouTube as well. So now let's get to today's Plant-Based Briefing. Why All Ozempic and Wegovy Patients Should Consider a Plant-Based Diet by Lindsay Morris at forksoverknives.com. GLP-1 weight loss drugs like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Zepbound are being prescribed in record numbers, and they may soon be covered by Medicare and Medicaid. While these medications have helped many patients lose weight, they come with some widely reported downsides, unpleasant side effects during treatment, and trouble keeping the weight off once the medication is discontinued. Fortunately, obesity medicine specialists say that diet and lifestyle measures can help in both these areas. If you or a loved one is on a GLP-1 drug or considering taking one, read on for tips to support long-term success. What are GLP-1 weight loss drugs? Nearly 1 in 3 adult Americans is obese or overweight, and global adult obesity has doubled since 1990. While both conditions are characterized by excessive body fat, obesity is a chronic disease that can impact quality of life and lead to an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and certain cancers. It can also affect bone health and reproductive health. For most people, the key to losing weight and keeping it off is a healthy diet combined with regular exercise. But mounting scientific evidence shows that some people face a biological weight management disadvantage due to hormonal and genetic factors that drive overeating. Increasingly, physicians are responding by adding weight loss medications to the mix. The most commonly prescribed are glucagon-like peptide 1 or GLP-1 receptor agonist drugs, including semaglutide, which mimic GLP-1, a hormone that targets areas of the brain regulating appetite and food intake. When added to a healthy diet and exercise regimen, these medications can result in up to 12% greater weight loss than exercise or diet alone. But that promise can come with some serious side effects, including headaches, fatigue, nausea, indigestion and heartburn, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea, and constipation. Could a change in eating habits help? How a whole food plant-based diet minimizes weight loss drug side effects. Moving to a whole food plant-based diet offers many opportunities to ease side effects, says Garth Davis, MD, a board-certified bariatric surgeon and obesity medicine specialist physician in Houston, Texas, who serves as medical director of Houston Methodist Comprehensive Weight Management Center. One of the most troubling side effects Davis sees among patients is constipation. Typically what we're seeing is the GLP-1 having a slowing effect on the gut, he explains. People aren't hungry, so they're not eating as much, and they certainly don't tend to eat plants, so they will then get constipation-type problems. I get my patients on as high a fiber diet as possible. Another common complaint of semaglutide users is nausea. This side effect is exacerbated by fatty and highly processed foods, which take longer to digest. A whole food plant-based diet is rich in fiber, low in fat, and virtually free from highly processed foods. It's also hydrating, says Elise Atkins, MD, founder of Coastal Vitality MD and a board-certified physician specializing in family medicine, lifestyle medicine, and obesity medicine. Consuming more fruits and vegetables is a smart way to increase hydration and keep your body functioning as it should. When we eat foods that have more fluids in them, we're better hydrated, and that helps reduce nausea, says Atkins. It also helps you keep your muscle mass while you're losing weight, and that's incredibly important. So we want to not only drink more water, but eat foods that help us stay hydrated, and that of course helps with constipation as well. The missing link for long-term success. Despite the documented benefits, only 26.7% of weight loss drug users report following healthy exercise or diet guidelines. Davis points to a lack of guidance from physicians. The big problem with these meds is that all kinds of doctors are just handing them out like candy, and they're not giving any real lifestyle change advice or helping the patients through it, Davis says. While the medications blunt hunger and patients tend to eat less, Davis says most people are just eating less of what they've always eaten. In other words, individuals who regularly consume highly processed and/or high-fat diets will still eat these unhealthy foods. What happens is they don't lose as much weight, and then if they ever try to get off the medication, of course, they regain weight. Research shows that a majority of weight loss drug patients stop taking medication within 2 years, perhaps due to factors like side effects and high costs. And further data demonstrates that a significant number of these individuals will regain at least a portion, if not all, of their lost weight. For example, a 2024 observational study linked here of 20,274 people in the United States and Lebanon who used and later ceased taking semaglutide found that 17.7% of patients regained all of the lost weight or even exceeded it. How to transition off weight loss drugs like semaglutide without regaining weight. Physiology plays a role in this rebound effect, says Davis. When you lose weight, you lose fat, and fat secretes a hormone called leptin. If leptin drops, your body's going to make you hungry. It's going to make you eat more. GLP-1 agonists block that effect by signaling satiety, he explains. But as soon as you stop taking the GLP-1, your brain says, oh, my leptin's down, I have to eat. And if you go back to eating what you were eating before, calorie-dense processed foods with meat, dairy, and eggs, you're going to regain weight. Instead, he says a whole food plant-based diet is ideal for transitioning off medications because certain plant foods stimulate the body's natural GLP-1 production. For example, a Japanese study demonstrated that participants who ate high levels of a fiber called beta-glucan, found in barley and oats and rye, experienced significantly greater reductions in body weight and BMI than those who did not. There's also evidence that fermentable fibers, such as those in broccoli, Brussels sprouts, berries, apples, lentils, beans, and peas, may increase GLP-1 secretion. Fostering a favorable microbiome by eating a high plant-based diet will generate a microbiome that actually stimulates the secretion of GLP-1, Davis says. So if you're eating a high plant-based diet, you're not going to be as hungry, and you'll be able to eat comfortably and get full without getting enough calories to make you regain weight. The bottom line, when lifestyle changes don't work, weight loss drugs can be a powerful tool, but they're not the whole toolbox. A healthy lifestyle still plays a crucial role in reversing obesity and reducing associated risks. It's not all just about weight loss, Davis adds. It's about cancer prevention, decreasing inflammation, and preventing heart disease and heart attack. And so the thing I like about GLP-1 is that it gives people a moment to just kind of stop and reassess their diet and develop a different relationship with food. Positive results can help motivate people to try and adhere to lifestyle changes, such as adopting a healthier diet and a regular exercise routine that might have otherwise seemed daunting, says Atkins. There's a joy in when something clicks and somebody understands how to eat whole plant foods, and then all of a sudden they start telling me things like, I'm craving oranges, Atkins says. And when they say that, then I know that they're set for life, with or without medication, because they're doing something because they really love it, not because they were able to force themselves to do it for a week, a month, a year, whatever. So that's also incredibly important to help people find a way to love the life that they're leading with their weight loss. You just listened to Why All Ozempic and Wegovy Patients Should Consider a Plant-Based Diet by Lindsay Morris at forksoverknives.com. And I'm your host, Marian Erickson, and I really love the idea that these drugs can also potentially help people to learn to love a whole food plant-based diet. I know when you're used to eating animal products and all these greasy fried foods and processed foods, it's hard to switch to a whole food plant-based diet because our taste buds are used to the explosion of fat and salt and sugar. It's hard to taste and appreciate the natural sweetness and natural flavors in whole plant foods. But if people aren't that hungry on these drugs, that can be the perfect thing, in tandem, is to switch to the whole food plant-based diet. And then, it's been proven over and over that you do learn to like these foods and love them actually once that other crap is gone. So this could be so wonderful if people do them in tandem. Now, I know getting people to do it is another story, but just positioning that up front as a way to change your lifestyle while you're taking these drugs. And then, like Atkins says at the end, they are motivated by the results, not only the weight loss results, but how much better they feel. And then all of their other biomarkers improving, your cholesterol and blood pressure and all that stuff. So hopefully more doctors will start prescribing a whole food plant-based diet and how people can incorporate that along with these drugs. And I have done a couple of other episodes on these weight loss drugs. I'll link these in the show notes. You might want to check out 741, The Ozempic Effect, Plant-Based Docs on the pros and cons of semaglutide. And 847, we asked the experts, is TikTok's Ozempic diet fact or fiction? So please share this episode with anyone who might benefit, and thanks for listening.